And welcome on in to a week 4 in the NFL right here, wagerweekly.com. We appreciate you giving us a visit each and every day. Paul Nolan breaking down your Sunday games. Going in Nevada rotation order. Right now we're looking at 259, 260 Baltimore on the road to Cleveland. Cleveland opened -2 at circa 41.5, Paul Nolan. Now they sit at Cleveland -3. Totals tick down a little bit, down to 40 in this game. The first thing that sticks out to me in this game is when I look at Cleveland, one of the off-season moves, not offensive, off-season moves they made was to get Jim Schwartz as their defensive coordinator. Yeah. And when you look at what they've done, what Cleveland ranking, either first or second in scoring defense, first or second in defensive total yards, first or second in run defense and pass defense, under Schwartz, if they could just get the quarterback to look like he looked in Houston a few years ago, even without Nick Chubb and the injury, this team could probably have something to say in this league. But the quarterback play has been less than desirable, I would say, so far. What do you see here in this game?
Well, I was on Cleveland big. That was my best bet last week. I still think I said last week on this show that I felt like there's a lot of life in Deshaun Watson right now. It looks like he's making his comeback. We talked about the nice fade he made to Cooper on the sideline the previous week in prime time, and we saw him make a lot of nice throws, and he's starting to look lighter on his feet. He's starting to look like he's gaining his confidence. I know the public is starting to look at this defense like they're the best in the league. Like we thought they were going to be a top 5 all year. With their offseason moves that you said has been great, especially on the back end. The back end looks better than they probably are based on the fact that Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith and the interior of that defensive line are getting wicked amounts of pressure. 25% success rate against this defense for Cleveland. Nothing short of staggering. Cleveland offensively, like I said, has looked better. I know there's no Nick Chubb, but they still managed to be effective on the ground. I think they can still be effective on the ground with all the injuries mounting, especially on the defensive side of the ball for the Ravens. The Ravens, to me, are in a kind of a tough spot right now. I think that they're, this is like an ultimate revenge game for Cleveland over the course of their lives. This is their arch enemy. These two teams hate each other, and I really wouldn't be shocked if Cleveland wins this game. Now, to address the Bills-Miami game, we talked about I'd rather lay 2.5 with the Bills and -105. Than the money line. Here, I like to play the money line at 142. There's less variance, meaning the lower total, and we both noticed both of these teams are going to play more of a slugfest the way they always do. So for me, taking Cleveland laying 142 feels like a much better value. I'd rather bet $1,420 to win 1,000 on this one as opposed to the Bills game where I'd rather bet, 1,050 -2.5 on the Bills. So I think this is a good value here on Cleveland. I think the public's going to find out that Cleveland is legit. I think we're buying them still low. And I think within a week or two after their bye and the hype train goes, I think that this Cleveland team will be, on the tip of everybody's tongue. Deshaun Watson's comeback will be the story. We'll see a team that's rallied around their boy Nick Chubb, and we saw them phenomenal defense. They've only let one red zone entry last week, and so far for the season, it's nothing short of staggering that Myles Garrett sacks Tannehill before the half to force a field goal, and to stop the points. Actually, forgive me, because they went for it on 4th and 1. So I really like this Cleveland defense. I'm going to bet them while I can still get them under 3, let alone a pick them lay 142. I love this game.
All right, there you go. 259, 260. Baltimore on the road at Cleveland. Paul Nolan heavily leaning on Cleveland in this one for a week 4 in the NFL right here, wagerweekly.com.